Okay, my story is called Crescent Death. Yes, I know. Whatever. I am now glad that I brought my ink and paper to the tower. All I can do now is write, pray that someone finds this paper, and wait for my death. Most likely, nobody will find this for years, and by then this paper will have gone somewhere far away. Already my blood is soaking the roof of the castle I live in, and I don't have much time left. The tower is above me now, looming like a dark giant. But enough of that. I must tell my story so that no one will ever trust it. Trust that thing, and you will die. I am the young lady of this castle. The Lord is my father. Our home lies on a mountain surrounded by trees with both light and dark leaves. Trees that lose their leaves in the colder times and turn beautiful colors just before the cold, sparkling snow falls. At the time that I write this, the trees are such beautiful colors. The wind is blowing, whispering secrets to me, secrets of the world in my time of death. It does not help me ease my pain, as it is sharp as a knife. I can barely see the trees, but the moon is shining, lighting the area almost like a faint white spotlight. 1 month ago, I was reading my books when Mother came into my room. She was wearing one of her most elegant gowns, a long cascading blue dress that matched her deep blue eyes. Her shining brown hair was pulled back in a braid. As soon as I looked into her eyes, though, I knew that something was going on. Mother had a small, dainty smile on her face, but her eyes were not smiling at all. Her eyes told me that she had news that would trouble me greatly. Cornelia, I must talk to you. Her voice was stony. I became very worried, but I didn't know why at the time. Mother sat on the edge of my big canopy bed while continuing to look into my eyes. Your father and I have decided something that you should know. It is time that you were married. Arrangements have been made for you to meet the Count's sons. One of them will be the man that you marry. I sat still for a moment, my mind processing what Mother had just announced. Startling her, I whipped my head around to face her and yelled, "What gives you the right to suddenly decide this? Just because you are my parents does not mean you can decide for me who I will marry." I began to sob heavily. "You have no right, none!" Mother wrapped her arms around me in an attempt to be comforting. I snapped away from her and ran out of my room and down to the stairs to the kitchen. The cook ended up being the one to finally calm me. She gave me a chocolate pudding that had a heavenly taste. The cook patted my head like she used to do when I was still small. I was still eating my pudding when somebody rushed down the stairs and began to talk to cook in a hushed voice. Almost immediately, I could recognize the voice. It startled me so much that I looked up from the pudding. Father.
Ending on an ominous note.